Welcome back to another episode of the Skits and Giggles podcast. For this one, we get to introduce you to Michelle Neuner, or Miss Miniflip, if you prefer. Chris Rabo mentioned her as one to watch in our recent catch-up, so we invited her on to get to hear her story with the bike so far. And oh boy, what a story it is. Michelle left us impressed with her energy and passion for riding, and we're sure to see a lot more fun stuff from her in the coming years. A little birdie also tells me that she has recently been invited to be a new team rider for Zurich Trails. Also, in a slight correction to what Michelle said on the podcast, Joe Dover, one of the national BMX coaches and the former guest of ours, lets us know that she is indeed riding the contest in Shanghai with a more than theoretical chance to still qualify for the Paris Olympics. For more information about this episode and the Skits and Giggles podcast, you can just follow the links in the description. To support the podcast, please share this episode with your riding buddies or leave us a 5-star rating on your favorite platform. That's it, that's all, Skigglers, and here's our chat with Michelle Neuner. Okay, Miss Miniflip, Michelle Neuner, welcome to the Skits and Giggles podcast. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, thank you very much. Very good. First time on a podcast, so really hyped.
That's good. Well, we're looking forward to this one. Bryson, how are you doing tonight?
Fantastic, as always. How about yourself?
Oh, yeah, I'm very excited for this one. As you know, we only just recently recorded a whole podcast with Swiss Chris Rabo, the old man, about his tail whip challenge. And he dropped your name into the hat for, who should we be watching, who should we be talking to, and boom, here we are. So, how's the Miniflip challenge going?
Yeah, really good. It's a lot of flips actually, and I was thinking at the start that it would be easier to find spots and stuff to do mini flips, but my challenge is to do it every week at another spot. It doesn't have to be down in the week before or something, but just different spots, different bikes actually. I also want to do I have to have an open mind and think about a lot of spots that I could flip. But it's really, I'm happy to do it.
Okay. And are you doing it weekly or is it monthly, or how are you counting?
I'm counting weekly. Every Monday I'll post one, and I hopefully get through the whole year. That's my goal to at the end I think 52 flips. There
you go. Sounds like a good challenge to me, at least. But we wanted to have you on to get to hear a little bit about your journey with the bikes. I think we have to call it in plurals, because people are interested. People want to know more about you because all of a sudden you're here, you're all over the socials. People see your stuff. They're like, "Who is this girl?" So. We thought we wanted to have you on and to hear a little bit about how you actually got to the spot you are right now. And why don't we start with, the simple stuff, where all the good stories start at the beginning. How did you get started with the bikes?
So I started like a lot of other people at a very young age, just riding normal bikes, on the street. I had a really long way to school. It was probably 20 minutes of pedaling uphill. So I was used to just riding bikes every day to go to school, but never more. It was fun, but it was okay. And then one of my friends got into downhill. He told me he's going to ride downhills, and I was I want to try this as well. So we went up a little hill or something with our hardtails that the one that I went to school with, and we started riding down the trails. It was really, really fun. And then he told me he rented a bike in a bike park and went there. So as soon as I could, my parents said it was okay. I joined him to go to a bike park, and I think I've rented the first 2 years or so 2 times a season a bike and just like rode with him a bit. And then he bought his own downhill bike in the second season. And I was like, oh, that would be the dream. Also remember that when I was like first time on a downhill bike, I asked my parents, can I have this as a hobby? That would be like amazing. And they were like, I don't know if this works as a hobby. And yeah, probably 3 years later, I got myself my first downhill bike in 2020, actually. Was a Scott Gambler. And then I started to ride downhill. And yeah, I mean, it's nice to ride downhill, but if you go to a bike park, you maybe like go there if it's a lot, like 5 or 6 times a season, because I was in school and everything and had no chance to go like every weekend. And so I think like the first 2 seasons I went like 6 to 7 times a season to the bike park, not more. And yeah, it was really fun. And also was riding a lot in like my hometown. There was like also a little hill that I was able to ride down, but like nothing really crazy.
What was kind of your home bike park? So just so listeners can make themselves a little mental picture of where you grew up riding most.
With the downhill, I most of the times went to like Bike Kingdom. Because it was like to start, I think, good because it has also a lot of tables and stuff that you can easily start with. So when I went there, and obviously like only like 6 times a season because I couldn't afford it more.
But 6 times a season, actually, it's not that bad. Back when I was living in Vancouver, I would also go to Whistler when I started off, maybe only 2 or 3 times each season. But the crazy thing is, and I've always said this about every bike park, is like it's an accelerator because you get to go on the lift and then you do another lap. And sometimes you can do like 8 or 10 or 11 laps in one day. And that's more than you'll do on like a normal bike ride. Maybe you just do 1, right? So kind of like true. By the end of the day, you're like 10 times better than you were when you got there, sort of.
Yeah, true. And I mean, you also got the features like in my like at my home hill, I like hadn't any jumps or stuff. Like maybe a little drop that I built, but like this was like not even 1 meter like to jump or something. So you got really like better each time you went like to a bike park. Like after like you said, like 10 laps, you're 10 times better than before. And this is also what makes
at least
fun. Yeah, true.
And then you kept riding downhill, or you switched up?
So then I moved to a city, Frauenfeld, because of my job. And I thought like, for me, because I was living like at the end of the world, like I had to walk like 30 minutes to the next like shop or store or something. So for me, Frauenfeld was a city. So I thought like, fuck, I can't ride my bike in a city, like that's not possible. So what can I do? Like went on Google and looked in Frauenfeld and said, oh, there's a skate park. So let's buy a BMX, then I can at least ride there a bit. When I went there, I saw it would be easy possible to also ride an enduro bike. There's no problem. It's not that big of a city. But that's how I got into actually BMX riding. So I took my BMX, went to the skate park and was like, hi, it's me, Michelle. And then I got to know Latsky and started riding with him like a few times. And then he showed me around Frauenfeld, and I got to know like the whole Frauenfeld squad. And he was also like super stoked for me, like just even hitting, like dropping into the bowl and stuff. And I was like super happy to meet these people because this is where it really started. Before it was fun to ride bikes, but then I think I really know what biking is and what biking is about, and how like a family it is, like biking.
So around the time you came to Frauenfeld, how many years have you been biking already? Let's say with enthusiasm, not just to school.
I think I had 2 years my own downhill bike, or 1.5 years my own downhill bike, and before like just 1 or 2 times like a season renting a bike. But like I think really riding and really like riding bikes, I think it was 1.5 or 2 years.
Okay, so it progressed pretty quickly then. You got the Stoke real easy.
Yeah, it's switched in Frauenfeld. Like there was when everything started, and I think like the switch happened when I saw like these people who were like writing really good, like Zeno Lehmann. He's like crazy at riding BMX, and I saw them and they were so happy for me just to drop into a bowl and stuff, and they were so hyped that I was riding, and I was hyped that they like liked me, and I got to know everybody so fast. Was chilling there probably like every evening that it was possible. I went there, and yeah,
That's
this is
cool
how it all
seeing.
started.
Nice. I guess, progressing is not the right word here. I think it's more like escalating.
That's like a leap,
Yeah,
like a rocket.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of escalated quickly, actually. But
I can see the
yeah,
meme.
yeah. No, but I think when you're like with the right people and have like the right mindset and stuff, it just like goes. And if you genuinely like riding bikes, then I think it like goes faster. If you have to push like into something and I think, oh yeah, I want to try it or I have to like it or something, then it's not the same. If you just like go there and genuinely like biking and love biking, then it's just goes and starts.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially then if you add the right kind of people into the mix, and then it's just a match made in heaven, and the rest of it is going to be history. Yeah, no, that's really cool. But I mean, obviously, I can really see how that kind of inspires and motivates you. But is that all that is motivating you, or to keep pushing? Is it the people around you, or there are other things?
Yeah, for sure. Like the people around me like started it. Like this is where it all comes from. So, like seeing the people go crazy. Also, like afterwards, like after a few sessions, seeing also Alessio riding, like it was insane what's possible in a skate park. And like most of the people say that this like yeah gets them down a bit to see somebody like ride this crazy, but for me it was, oh shit, that's possible. This is like how you can fly through this skate park. So I wanted to like go bigger, and yeah, also like wanted to kind of yeah also like battling with yourself, like be better and pushing and pushing and pushing. And yeah, also like the guys helped me because they were like, yeah, like Swiss champs are coming up like next year, like in a year. Yeah, you should go there. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, yeah, there are not a lot of girls riding. And I was in this moment like, yeah, I know Nikita's riding, so I want to get second there. And so, yeah,
That's the mindset.
yeah. And I was riding 1 month of BMX. So I was saying like, I'm going second next year. And so I think I often like challenge myself, but also what like keeps me going for me is like just like the happiness that I feel while riding bikes. Like it's I couldn't think of anything better than riding bikes. Like this it's just also what my goal is, to always be happy while riding bikes, and always do what makes fun like at the moment, and not just like go to like have like Olympics that I want to reach and just only train for this. For me, it's like what in the moment makes fun, is fun that I want to do. Like I just keep going and keep pushing myself. And yeah, I mean, that changes like from I like riding downhill bikes, I like riding enduro, I like riding BMX, I like riding dirt bike. So I don't have like one main goal. Yeah, I kind of have like getting better at everything, like getting better in like every bike riding or part that I yeah ride bikes. So yeah.
Did you ever think that you might find yourself just eventually staying on one genre, BMX or mountain or dirt bike or downhill, or you kind of
No.
just want to stay open and explore it and just see how it feels?
Yeah, I think I'll not like going to choose like one bike or something that I want to like be good at. I want to be good at like freestyle, it free ride freestyle. And I think this is for me in like every type of bike. I want to be good at like freestyle BMX. I want to be good like at like freestyle downhill or something, like just making tricks. I think it's all about tricks and not which bike.
Because I've also ridden a large variety of bikes. So BMX cruiser, cross country bikes, hardtails, downhill bikes, enduro, whatever, as well as road and plethora of other things. And I always but I always knew that when I rode one discipline or one type of bike, it helped me improve in some aspects of the other disciplines. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah, I'm totally seeing the same, because like I've started like doing tuck no hands on a BMX, took it to the enduro, took it to the downhill, took it to the dirt bike. It's always like, it's not the same, but it's like similar. So I think when I started riding BMX, I started riding brakeless BMX. So I had no brakes on there, and I had to get used to the feeling of having no brakes. And the next time I went to like riding downhill bike, I was way better
So
because no, but true, because you know how to go into corners and stuff without brakes. So it really helps.
That's one way of learning it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought like every BMX had no brake, because like in Frauenfeld there were like everybody riding with no brakes. And yeah, when I got a bit deeper into it, I saw that there were also people riding with brakes.
Are you also looking for inspiration to other sports or to other disciplines? I mean, there's certainly on the female side, there's a couple of athletes that are kind of straddling a couple of the different categories between like downhill and free ride and some other kind of disciplines. Is that something you look up for or look out for?
Yeah, like for me, I know that I want to stay in like freestyle free ride, but yeah, I think it's amazing if you can like do different stuff. And also I want to try. I never raced, but I really want to try it, like do one race or some, so just to see like how it feels, and also like get to know what's all this about. But I for sure want to stay in like freestyle, because I just love tricks, jumps, and yeah.
But you mentioned the big O word, and that is one question that is not only asked from myself, but also others, the Olympics. Are you thinking about it?
Yeah, I mean, if Nikita is riding very good, I have a good chance because I'm second in Switzerland. So, yeah, no, I think for Paris it won't work. But yeah, I mean, I won the Olympics challenge, street challenge, I think it was, online. And I can go to Shanghai to see like the qualifying for Olympics. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm also allowed to ride a park there. It's amazing to ride an Olympic park. I don't know if I'll get ever closer like to the Olympics than when I'm in Shanghai, but I mean, it's not like one of my main goals to like say, I want to ride the Olympics or something like this. But it would be like, it would be nice if it fits in or if it works, but it's like not like my biggest goal ever to ride like one of these competitions, because I actually am not the biggest competition person. I like competing a bit, but not too much. So yeah.
Yes, I guess the Olympics is then kind of the wrong kettle of fish.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I mean, it's a fun thought experiment, right? So because of course there is the possibility of you qualify yourself, or Nikita kind of manages to qualify a second spot, but there's obviously also the very remote chance of a stand-in of a backup rider. So I was just curious if you're actually thinking about this more actively, but. Doesn't sound like it.
No, I'm not thinking like too much, because I mean, I'm now 2.5 years into riding BMX, and it's a lot of fun. But I'll just start now with riding FIS. So I think I'll think about this and then see where it goes. And yeah, I mean, if it somehow happens, it's nice if it happens, but it's not my like biggest goal or something. Yeah.
Back to that word progression. I was just thinking because when I was also doing a little bit of BMX and like around the town where I grew up in, there was some like spots where you could have kind of there was a BMX like a bowl and a couple quarter ramps, but I'm not that good at tricks, and I would try to ride them, but then I thought, okay, well, I want to see some places else. Are you also like going to different BMX, what do you call them, BMX parks or BMX riding spots to like try out, like because maybe some of them have a feature you never rode or something you inspires you?
Yeah, for sure. That's also what I really like about like riding bikes, because you can travel with them and see a lot of new spots and stuff. Yeah, I went to, I think, a lot of different skate parks or spots to ride, just to also, yeah, see different like jumps, different obstacles and stuff. And I really like new parks and also, yeah, get used to riding them, because I think it's not easy to ride a new park or a new obstacle. You have to get used to it. It takes some time before you can like actually ride it. But I really like it. I went to a lot of different ones, and yeah, it's really nice to see different skate park spots and also like meet other people. I think when you go to a skate park and see somebody else with a BMX, you're immediately friends, and that's also what I really like about riding BMX. You can go wherever you like, and you like everywhere have a friend if you see somebody with a BMX. And yeah, this is just how BMX I think works, and what I love about riding BMX.
Still on the topic of progression, because I think that is really fascinating, right? Because you've gone through it so fast, and you're obviously learning so much, and you're just like a sponge, kind of soaking stuff up, and like different disciplines and different people and different everything, right? So, I guess the obvious question for me, like obviously we see the Miniflip challenge, we see a couple of other things. It's kind of like, what kind of tricks are you currently most interested in?
In the moment, I really like flips. I yeah,
It's a
I
trademark.
yeah, I think I got into this like on 8th of March, like last year. No, yeah, last year. And I think I then did my first ever backflip onto like the airbag in Skills Park. So this is when I got into doing backflips. And if you would tell me that I'll ever do a backflip, I would say, yeah, you're crazy. I would never ever do this in my life. And then there was this one session where a lot of people were around, and I just started trying them. And when after probably like 3 hours of trying backflips, or 4 hours, no, I think 3 hours, I landed my first one. Also had to go to the trampoline to try it there first. I landed it, and this is since then the trick I like the most. I started doing them everywhere. It was like a mental challenge to do them everywhere, and each spot was like difficult, and yeah, it took a lot that I did it on each spot. But from there on, I fell in love with this trick. I don't know why, but it's just the best feeling for me. And yeah, I'm now trying to do like backflip. I want to do backflip combos, like backflip, tuck no hand stuff. Yeah, this is at the moment my favorite trick, backflips. Yeah.
But what does the progression look like for you? So like asked another way, how are you teaching yourself new tricks or learning new tricks? Or do you have already kind of a process, or are you just it's like, okay, well, today I feel it, I'm gonna try it?
Yeah, it's different. I often like think about tricks that I want to do, like the backflip, or like backflip tuck no hand, and then I just like go to the airbag and start like trying them, like not just like pulling them straight away, but like going step by step forward, trying to get to this point where I really like it. So I also ask like a lot of friends how they doing it, how I should start. And but most of the times the tricks just like come somehow into my mind, and then the next session I try it, in some kind of way to do it on an airbag or yeah.
So speaking about the mini flip, I happened to catch a couple of them. Well, I think I watched all of them on your Instagram stories. Um, you don't have too many yet because it's just the start of the year. But
Yeah.
I noticed that you did them in a couple different spots, and it's. I mean, from my time riding BMX, it's not like you can just roll into anything and kind of just even jump it, let alone backflip it. So, what goes through like the process of determining? Okay, I think I can jump here, and I think I can flip here.
Yeah, these are like I think two very important things, or also different things, jumping it and flipping it. I think not every sport, or for me, not every spot is flippable. And to kind of know if it's flippable or not, that's kind of a hard decision, and also a hard like way to see if it's possible. I mean, most of the time I'll just go to a skate park, start riding, and if I like something, like the first thought that comes to my mind, ooh, can I flip it? And I mean, when we were in Barcelona, I was flipping a lot and a lot of spots also, and it's different. Like the process is like first like just jumping over it, and if you have like enough high, if you're going like fly enough high and stuff, you'll just feel a bit in like the air if it's possible or not. But also for me, it's a lot of talking with my friends. um, when I was there, also Chris helped me a lot, if it works or not. I mean, at the end of the day, I have to do the decision if I do it or not. But like talking with friends about it, if it works or not, is really helpful. But most of the time, the answer comes, "Yeah, I think you've flipped stupider things before." So that's the most answer like that I get. But yeah, it's hard to like say if it's really flippable. I mean, if you flip it, then you'll feel it. But before, it's like kind of hard because you can't really go like to that feeling or something, because you can't just pull a half flip or something. You just have to pull it or not pull it. So yeah.
Do you have a favorite bike to do like sketchy mini flips?
At first it was for sure the BMX, but I feel like it's a bit easier doing them on the dirt bike, the flips, because you get a bit higher. So the sketchier way to do flips, or mini flips especially, is the BMX. And the bit easier ways to do it with the dirt bike, because you just like fly a bit higher. But yeah, I think I did the sketchier flips with my BMX than my dirt bike, yeah.
Why is it you get higher on a dirt?
I don't know. I think because like the bike is longer, you'll like fly higher like in the air, and then when you're upside down, I think your head is like a bit further away from the ground than with the BMX. Because when you or my problem at first was I went out of like the jump or something and just pulled, that I can go like really fast around. And with the dirt bike, you have a longer way that you have to ride up before you can even pull. And I think with the BMX, you can like pull like way before, because it's like tinier than with the dirt bike. And I think this is somehow why I'll like, when I'm upside down, I'm nearer with my head to the floor than with my dirt bike. I don't know if it makes sense, but this is my
Physics, bro.
yeah. This is. I don't know if
Science,
it's true,
man.
but
That stuff works.
yeah. I don't know if it's true, but this was going through my mind when I see my backflips. But if it's true, that's a whole other thing.
Speaking of the dirt bike, you recently announced some support from the fantastically named bike brand Bikes. Dear friend Chris Evers, we recently spoke to him on this very podcast. What can you tell us about this collaboration, and what does it mean for you in terms of reaching your goals?
It's amazing. Like to having a frame sponsor, also like getting bikes, it was like a dream. Like when I started riding bikes, I think also one of the goals was just to like get one day a bike for free. And like this is just insane now to
Lifestyle.
yeah, pro life. Everything for pro life. No, just kidding. But like this is what was one of the dreams, like to be like enough good that a brand likes you and thinks we want this exact person to ride for our brand, and to now like accomplish this and have this bike and be able to tell the people, hey, I'm riding for bikes. It's amazing. And yeah, it helps me a lot because I don't have to spend like too much money on my bike and all the other stuff. So it's yeah, really amazing.
Is it dirt jump only, or is it? Do you get access to the entire range?
Like it is for enduro and dirt bike riding, and yeah, just picked up my new enduro today. Yes.
Ooh, new bike day.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. It started actually when I was talking to him with an enduro, and I never ridden dirt bike before. So I was like, yeah, I would love to have an enduro and also a dirt bike. But in this exact moment, I've never ridden dirt bikes before. So I signed the contract for riding dirt bike and enduro, but never rode a dirt bike. Like I think I had one lap with a dirt bike from somebody else in Skills Park, but that's all. So I just got the dirt bike, and then I had to learn riding dirt bikes because I was sponsored as well for riding dirt bikes. So yeah, that was quite funny. But I thought it will work out because it's similar to BMX, not the same. It's a real difference. But because I was able to ride and do all my tricks on a BMX and also on a enduro and downhill bike, I thought it should work somehow. But it was funny because I never actually ridden before, like dirt bikes.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
But he's a good guy. I think he's, he has a good eye and a good vision for what he's looking for, and I'm stoked for you that worked out. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, he's a really amazing guy. I mean, I love working together with him.
If people want to help you some more, what can we do for you? What are you looking for at the moment still?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking a bit more for some other sponsorships to be able to ride my bike even more. So yeah, also trying to grow on social media a bit more because I don't have like too many followers. And yeah, just also like sharing what I do and maybe share it to other people to see what I'm doing, and yeah, that I'm able to ride maybe also some bigger events and stuff, and yeah, that would be amazing.
Kind of obviously one thing that we know from the conversation with Chris, what is important to him is also like kind of this element of community and community outreach and working with people in the sport, so be it kids or other riders. So what are you doing for the next generation of riders already? I mean, you're obviously still at the very start of your own journey, but are you already thinking about your involvement in the wider community?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I'm still at the start, so I have to figure out it kind of myself. But yeah, I was actually coaching some BMX, but like beginner to just like get better at riding BMX. Like I think it was a holiday camp that I was helping to coach, and yeah, I will coach more in the future. Like most of the time, beginners, just to help them get to know riding a bike, and also to like help them finding the pleasure at riding BMX and or any other bike, just to hopefully give them the spark that I have for the sport, and just to give it to them and make them also that stoked about riding bikes.
You mentioned the special S word, social media. As a younger person, and now a sponsored athlete or sponsored athlete, I guess we can say. Um, how important do you feel social media plays a role, or how much do you feel like plays a role in what you're doing now, and where it will take and where your sport will take you?
Yeah, I think social media plays a really, really big role in also getting sponsors and stuff. And yeah, I think everything like social media is such a big part because if you want to get sponsors, you have to have a lot of followers. You have to be like known on social media that the sponsors see you and that other people know you. Because I think nowadays everything is like going over social media. I'm not saying that it's good that everything is going over social media, but it's the fact. So I think for me it's important to be on social media and also like post like a lot and maybe weekly or something, that the people see me and also that like the sponsors see that I like working and doing stuff. So I think it's really important as well as like for myself to also get more sponsors to be able to ride my bike even more. And it's very important, social media, but I wish it wouldn't be that important.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Do you also feel like it's getting in your way sometimes, in terms of like, because I have this thing like about being present and being in the moment, and then it's always kind of like such a buzzkill when then it's like, oh, let's take a video, let's take a photo, let's do this, right? And then you have like the best time, and everyone's having a great session, whatever, on a trail or on a jump or whatever it is, and then it's like, we should post this, and it's like, well, can we not just be here? And but yeah, so I think I obviously understand the challenge for someone like yourself in terms of building a profile, making yourself seen and known, and obviously we are part of that machinery with our little podcast. But I hope you can find a balance between being present and enjoying what you do, because this is very obvious from talking to you right now that you are so stoked about riding bikes, and I would hate to know that at some stage you're losing the stoke because oh dang, I need to do a clip, and oh no, I need to do this, and so that's kind of like, I hope you find that balance.
It's hard to find a balance, but I think if you do a new trick or something and like ask somebody to just film it, or most of the time it comes naturally. Like when I see somebody doing a new trick or somebody trying something new in Skills Park, I often like just grab my phone and start clipping it. But that's not like ruining the moment, because you're just there and you're like the same stoked if you wouldn't film it. So I think like for me it often comes naturally that I'll just for somebody else like pick up the phone and start clipping. Like most of the time or often they don't have to ask, can you do me a clip? I just start when I see somebody like trying to do a crazy trick or something, just take my phone and clip it real quick. Because I think, if you always have to ask, can you do a clip for social media and stuff, that's getting annoying. And but I think also in like my friend group, it really works good if you just ask, can you do me a clip real quick. I think nobody is like really bothered while the session if we do this, because it's just like you have the phone lying around, pick it up for a second and watch it through the screen. So I think if you do it like this, it's okay and easy. But if you had to like speak something into the camera and start to like, I don't know, do a vlog or something, that wouldn't be like the way I would like it or I like to do it. But like, I mean, this depends from person to person, how they like to do it. For me, it's just cutting the clips together at the end of the session and be stoked about my tricks and then think, I can post this. And maybe for other people it's different. They go like with an idea to speak something with, yeah, some
Script and
stuff. Yeah,
everything,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I don't have this. I often just go and then I think, oh, I could clip this and clip this, and I'll just ask somebody real quick. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, obviously, I'm just an old man shouting at clouds. But I also do see the positive stuff of social media and clips specifically, because obviously in a discipline like yours, or this free ride, freestyle, whatever you want to call it, you know, there is no denying that a huge amount of inspiration comes from watching other people do stuff on social media, on YouTube, or like on whatever video, DVDs, whatever. My VHS collection from 1746 that is still in my parents' attic. At some stage, I was stoked on those movies, and I was imagining myself being Sean Palmer in Chainsmoke, and whatever with the helicopters and everything else, right? And the same, it works for you and all other kids that whatever play video games or watch the clips and TikTok and whatnot. And yeah, so it goes both ways, but it's just yeah.
I think I can summarize it. Instead of letting social media mold how you are molding what the social media is doing.
That's well put. Thank you, Bryson.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I also sympathize with you, Pascal, because sometimes I feel like I'm also kind of in this trap. But yeah, story for another time.
Before we start wrapping up, one final question I have on my sheet here is, I think it's fitting one, and I know it's only a short time, but what's your advice for a younger version of yourself?
I think just like doing what you like. At first I started with another sport. I liked it, but it wasn't like the one sport that I really liked. And I think just like you don't have to just do this sport because you used to do it like 3 years. Like find a sport that you like and then do it because you like it and you not just have to do it. So I think I would have loved it if I would got when I was younger into riding bikes like earlier. But yeah, so that's why I think you should just stick to this what you like doing and keep pushing yourself and like don't stop because like somebody tells you it looks shitty or something. Because my tuck snow hands at the first few months I did them, they looked terrible. And yeah, I think don't stop because anybody's telling you it looks shitty or whatever. Just keep going and going and going and progress. And yeah, I think then you'll come to the point where it looks good, like a trick or something. But at first, it always looks shitty because I was struggling a bit with that my tricks look shitty and stuff. So just keep going, trust the process, and have a lot of fun. This is the main point.
Okay, that's very cool. Thank you for that. Before we wrap it up for real, is there anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, maybe there's something. I would be like really stoked if there would be more women riding bikes, especially BMX or I think mountain bike. There are a lot of people in Switzerland coming, like girls that are riding mountain bike. BMX, we don't have too many, so if somebody want to try riding BMX or another bike, just let me know. You can borrow mine. And yeah, I would be really stoked if there were more girls. Also in the Swiss scene especially, there are not too many. There are a few really, really good ones in mountain biking. And yeah, there are also like a few in BMX, but not too many. And I would be, yeah, really happy if there were more. And yeah, if you want to try a bike, let me know.
But then I have to throw in another one.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned there is other female dirt jumpers, and there is a competition in Switzerland with a female category, which happens to be in Zurich. And there's one final question from Chris Rabo, the old man, and he wants to know, are we going to see you in May at the Zurich Dirts?
Drum rolls, please. No, just kidding. Yes. Yeah, you're gonna see me. Yeah, I've actually never rode really Zurich, like the dirt park. I have to have a look at it, but I think I really want to challenge myself and going to ride there. Yeah, so I think you'll see me on a dirt bike riding this contest then.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Bryson, you want to wrap it up?
It's a spectacular venue. Yeah, you're going to have fun there. And your tuck no-hander flips are going to look spectacular. Speaking about how things, the way things look, I want to know how it would look for you, the perfect skid.
Brakeless. No. No, I think when you have the feeling of like being happy, scared, and stoked at the same time, I think this is the feeling. And brakeless. Then you'll get it, yeah.
No, sweet. Well, that was very cool. Thank you very much for that. If our listeners have any more questions, and you obviously ask them to follow you on your socials, where can they find you?
I would say on Instagram. It's michelle.9er. It's my last name. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Well, we'll stick that all into the show notes with all the other links that we talked about. And with that, I say thank you very much, Michelle. That was really super awesome. And I'm stoked having the chance to talk to you because you're so stoked about bikes. And it's then getting me stoked about bikes even more.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, your energy and enthusiasm is very infectious. So great to meet you, Michelle.
Thank you very much. Great to meet you guys too.
Thanks for listening. We really hope you enjoyed this episode. Why don't you let us know what you think? We really like to hear from our listeners. To find out how to get in touch with us, follow the links to our website in the description or find us on Instagram under @skitsandgiggles. Until next time, Skigglers.